I got zeroed out my membrane, you keep calling me insane. Every single day more XRP is what I obtain. No more cash, no more cars, only QR codes. No more proof of work, we running validated nodes. This is the life that I chose. They look at the cons, I look at the pros. I'm always bullish and it shows. Now you wanna ask about XRP, I am not telling. Now you want some of my XRP, I am not selling, it's not for sale. Honestly, I just wish you will, cause I'm XRP for well. I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. XRP taking the lead, come equipped with institutional speed. XRP giving the go to proceed, don't listen to FUD, I know they mislead. Try to tell them but I know they don't care. ODL, no nothing compared. Back in the day I was willing to share, now I don't have any left to spare. Saw some liquidity on demand, try to tell them but they don't understand. Holding my ledger right here in my hand, see the signs it was already planned. Digital economy, it's already here. I'm talking about the moon, they think I majored in astrology. Haters talking trash, I think they majored in garbology. Focus on my future, so I invest in technology. Number one is where we ranking.
Come on.
And if you don't have XRP, then I do not know what you thinking. This the time, this the year, this the place to be. Hard and strong all day long, doing it faithfully. Keep that negative energy far away from me. It's not our fault that we seeing something that you can't see. I got my hands on some on-demand liquidity, and I'ma hold on to it now into infinity. This the greatest wealth transfer the world will ever see. But I'm done talking, I'm about to go buy me more XRP, cause I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? I just keep on buying while they telling me to sell. The whole world gonna be shocked when XRP break out its shell, and that's when we prevail. I'm XRP for well. I'm XRP for well, I'm XRP for life and that's forever, can't you tell? Can't you tell?
What is going on, everybody? What does Russia invading Ukraine have to do with crypto? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a world stage set where Vladimir Putin's Russia launched an invasion on Ukraine. So, I know that Vladimir Putin started the invasion over the last 24 hours from what I can see from YouTube videos and certain trusted news channels. And let's hope to God that this is over soon, because I'm a peace-loving person and I don't believe war is necessary anymore. I thought we were past that. However, apparently we were not past that.
The airport, and she had just come from Germany and was on a layover, and all of a sudden,
who knows what's really going on? We cannot believe everything we hear all the time. Maybe Putin had a good reason for it. Maybe there's things we are not being told, and there's a very good reason for the invasion. Who knows? Who really knows? I know Russia is communist and Ukraine switched to Democrat. They're a democratic state, country, sovereign. But the invasion's happening, declared war, and now Ukraine is defending itself. Here is the capital of Ukraine, Kiev.
Sacrifice to defend democracy on our continent, and we will again. The consequences of Putin's actions will be felt throughout the world for years, and I fear for decades to come. Russia's democratic neighbours and every other democracy that lives in the shadow of autocratic power are watching their worst nightmare unfold. So all of us who believe in democracy over dictatorship, in the rule of law over the reign of terror, in freedom over the jackboot of tyranny, must unite and take a stand. We must support the Ukrainian people in their fight, and we must ensure that Putin fails. Putin will eventually learn the same lesson that European tyrants learned in the last century, that the resolve of the world is harder than he imagines, that the people's desire for freedom burns brighter than he can ever extinguish, and that the light of liberty will prevail over his darkness. For that to happen, we must make...
There's a lot of things happening in the world right now, everybody. There's a lot of things happening in the world. You know, and when Ukraine chose a long time ago to become democratic, I think they're on their sixth. I think Ukraine is on their sixth president since that separation with Russia out of the communism, and they declared their sovereignty, and they're on like their sixth president, I believe. I have no idea. I mean, it's scary because for Putin to do this, he does not care what the world does in response, which means he's got to be ready to send nukes all over the world. He's got to be ready if the U.S. gets involved, if Europe, if Great Britain, England gets involved, you know, if the other powers of the world get involved. I believe he has this alliance with China where he's just not afraid and he wants to do what he wants. And unfortunately, if nuclear warheads start flying around the world, it's going to be a sad time. I mean, me living here in upstate New York, you know, Washington, D.C. is like, you know, 6, 8, 10, I don't know how many hours south of me. But nuclear warheads are going to hit the east, the northeast. You know, that's where I live. And if that happens, World War III happens, it's just, you know, when exactly Anime Wolf, when Trump had his presidency stolen from him by Biden, you know, it became really scary at that point. You know, you have this 90-year-old man who can't do anything, and Trump was the best thing that ever happened to this country. It's just a scary time, you know? Just a scary time. But other than that, let's hope it doesn't come to that. You know, there's been peace for a long time here in the U.S., and I really enjoy that peace throughout my entire life for the most part. I would hate to see something like that happen. So moving on into cryptocurrency, let's take a look at everything. Let's take a look at everything. Let's see what's happening. Well, if it's all a movie, tell that to the people who are being invaded in Ukraine right now, because there are people live streaming from their phones to YouTube, showing the invasion and the missiles being launched on airports and places around them. People are scared right now in Ukraine. It's not a movie to them. It's not a movie to those people. All right. We are at 65 cents currently for XRP. We had a huge sale, ladies and gentlemen, for XLM. Oh my God, I loved it. Look at this. We went down to 16 cents even pretty much. Man, look at this. And I mean, it could come down. I did say a week or two ago that I think we could go down to 12 or 14 cents. And look at this. We dropped down to 16 cents. Crazy. Crazy. Elmo, what is up, man? Elmo's here. John McTurnan's here. Rojas is here. Anime's here. Rye Guy. Pablo is here. What is up, Pablo? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you coming by. You guys want to hit that like button on your way in, I would really appreciate it, because it is time to talk about what is happening in the crypto world. What is happening in the world, period. Hopefully it blows over. Everybody loves peace. I like to be able to sit here and use my computer and all my electronics, you know. I love my Apple Watch. I like my iPhone Pro Max. You know, I love the freedom of what I get to do every day, you know. And I would hate for these freedoms to be taken away. I really would. So I love freedom. I like life, liberty, and prosperity, and I wish it upon everybody. So hopefully, when XRP, when these cryptos do their thing and I make a ton of money, then I can make little differences throughout the world by in giving to the things that I think need it most. You know, third world countries, trying to help them have clean water and food. That's a start, you know, helping people democratize and get some type of body together to where they can govern themselves peacefully, you know, stuff like that. So when crypto takes off, I look forward to doing little things like that. Let's look at CoinGecko and take a look across the board. I was up last night, wanted XRP to go to 10 cents. Yeah, me too. Me too. So XRP still holding that number 6 spot. You can see on 24 hours, it's down 11%. I did put money into crypto last night. I thought about putting it into Stellar Lumens because it was at 16 cents, but I just put it into XRP. So I just took, I think I got like a little over $500, and I just decided to put it into XRP instead of XLM. However, we are getting some great prices on Blocktopia. Blocktopia at 1 cent 3. This was down like 20 something percent, man. Look at this. Look at this. Great prices in Blocktopia. 2 for $1. That would be great money bags. Crypto NYC, man. That would be great. Pablo, good day, man. Good day to you as well. Oh, you're talking to Anime Wolf. Never mind. No way. This vegetable present. Oh my god. I didn't know you're in New York. I'm in NYC. Yeah, man. I am in upstate New York. Albany. The Albany area. The Capital District. That's what it's called. The Capital District. The capital of New York. All right, let me take a look. Let's pull up the Bitcoin chart as well so we can see what is in our future. My nose itches. Oh my god. Let's put this on the daily so we can get a better view. Here is BTC. And let's put, there we go, BTC. So everybody knows this is Bitcoin. I was thinking this. I was thinking that this was setting up as a W formation and also seeing this W formation inside of a W formation, which is a really good start because you always see these W formations inside of the big W formation, you see? And that is what I like to see. So I see a W inside of a W, which looks really good. I always enjoy seeing that. It's good for the future. So what can we see here? What could possibly happen here? What are we looking at here, ladies and gentlemen? We see the 50 EMA. We see that we went over the 50 EMA, and now we are back under the 50 EMA on the daily. If we take a look at the Stoch RSI, we can see that we took that big dive down and started to turn up a little bit. I think something massive is ahead right now. And I know I said I wasn't going to stream until XRP was at $1. But I mean, I'm not going to do that. I have to stream. I have to stream every day. I have to talk about this. I have to get your guys' input. I like staying connected with everybody. and nobody knows what the stock market or what the crypto market is really going to do. Of course, I don't know what it's going to do. I can only guess because of world adoption and what goes on in the world and the investors and how many people hold it, the world adoption, that's all. And we can take an estimated guess on what is going to happen. But right now, looking at this, everything is just moving the way it should be moving. We are within the realm of this right here. So if we took this, you can see that anywhere inside of this box is fair game. Anywhere inside of this GAN box I just drew is fair game for XRP. So it's not like anything crazy is happening. We are moving within the parameters of this high and low right here. This low of 50 cents, this high over here of $1.40. We are moving well within these parameters. So there is nothing to worry about. We are just waiting to break out. And that's what I am waiting for. There we go. And looking at this chart, looking at Bitcoin, looking at XRP, looking at Stellar Lumens, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm happy that I can still accumulate under $1. And I will continue doing it until it takes off. Because the more you can accumulate of XRP under $1, I believe the better off you're going to be. It is possible for Stellar Lumens to bounce off this 50 EMA and come down to the 12 to 14 cent area. Even when Stellar Lumens was over the bear market, it was around the 5 to 7 cents or 8 cents area. However, I don't believe we're going to be hitting that area anytime soon. But it did happen over the bear market a couple years ago. And here we sit at 17 cents, ladies and gentlemen. How do you guys feel about that? You are better off up there than here. People lost their minds here with all the bullshit. Oh, that sucks, man. USMC Laters, what is up, man? Hi, guys. What is up, man? Good to see you. I posted a picture. I don't know if you guys got to see it. I posted a picture. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up my Instagram. All right, here we go. And I posted a picture of myself. This is when flip phones came out. This is when flip phones came out. Look at me with my gold ring and my flip phone all those years ago. Look at that. Look at this picture, man. That was my PNB hat. I can see the star right there. Oh my God, look at all those years ago. How old was I? Oh man, how old was I? I think this was like 2000, somewhere between 2003 and 2006 is when this picture was taken. Somewhere in there, I want to say. I think this was at a diner. I think I'm sitting in a diner with my then girlfriend. Yeah, I'm like, I'm either 18 or 20. It's like 18 to 22 years old in that picture. Something like that. 18 to 22. I think that's how old I am in this picture. Possibly 18 to 24. That was a while ago, man. Check that out. Audible clack. Man, when flip phones came out, man, I couldn't wait to get the hottest flip phone, man. I mean, honestly, I loved Galaxy phones when smartphones came out. I was a Galaxy person for so many years, and the last Galaxy phone I had was the Note 10. I had the Galaxy Note 10. It was like an $1,100 phone when it came out. This was only a couple years ago, a few years ago when I had it. But then I made the swap to iPhone. This is the iPhone 11 Pro Max is what I have. And I love it. I love the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I love this phone. This thing is amazing. I love everything about this phone. And I made the switch to iPhone, and I'm happy. I like it. I like the compatibility with my gaming computer. I like the compatibility with photos and things I can do. That's pretty cool. You're 18 in 2000? I was 17. I was 17 in the year 2000. Yep, 17. You got kids older than me? Mr. Bone Dangles, I believe you. I believe it. It will go lower. I have my bag, so if it goes lower, I buy more. Pablo, I like it, man. I like it. I mean, if XRP comes down to 50 or even 30 to 40 cents, I mean, I'm definitely ready to buy more. XLM, I mean, a couple weeks ago, I'm like, I think XLM could go to 12 or 14 cents. And look, we hit 16 cents even, and we could go lower. I mean, unless it snaps back, unless it just snaps back. Because you have this head and shoulders here. Okay, you have this head and shoulders here. And if you draw a line across it, I mean, this takes you down to $19,500, ladies and gentlemen. If this head and shoulders plays out this way, and 70% of the time it does, this is going to take us down to $19,000 for Bitcoin. And that is a real possibility. But crypto's crazy. Crypto can do anything at any time. Yeah, VeChain. Everything is at great prices, man. I'm loving it. You could get Blocktopia for a penny right now. For a penny. Dons, what is up, man? Good to see you, Dons. For a penny, you can get Blocktopia right now. Look at Matic. It was at like $1.20 yesterday. Litecoin is $97. Exactly, USMC laters. That's what they are too busy with. I had to give up gaming when I got into crypto. I gave up gaming. I was playing Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Call of Duty every single day, 15 to 18 hours a day. That's what I was doing. Live streaming on Twitch, making videos on YouTube. That's all I did all the time. And when I found crypto, and playing poker online and in casinos. When I found crypto a year ago, exactly last February, I quit playing poker and I quit gaming. I have not done any of them since. All I've been doing is trying to get money and get it into crypto. That's all I've been doing. I was like, wow, I have to do this and do it fast. And I'm very happy with where I currently sit. Again, if I never leverage traded, I would have 20,000 more XRP tokens. I would have 20,000 more XRP coins if I never leverage traded. But all I had to do was quit leverage trading and just move forward and never do it again. So that's what I did. Look at ICP. Look at this. Wow, you can get ICP on Coinbase. Unbelievable. I don't know why my throat gets scratchy when I go live. I think it's because I don't have water. I think I need some water, ladies and gentlemen. I need some water. FEG token is redesigning the way decentralized finance is structured. FEG token is focused on reshaping and involving how DeFi works completely while delivering the most robust ecosystem ever designed for DeFi's much needed advancements. There is your FEG token. NCM, no comment media. Appreciate you stopping by. Ripple notches another legal victory as judge quashes SEC's latest bid to strike fair notice. Yes, that did happen. Yeah, I don't know much about FEG, but from what I'm reading, I can see, I see what it says. And then what do we have here? Some apes, some NFT projects or something. I'm all set with that. But I did take a look at it for you, so I hope you're happy. But it's not something that I will be investing in or buying. Definitely not. I am focused on XLM Stellar Lumens and XRP. These are the two tokens that I am filling my bags with currently and will only be filling my bags with because I need to get as much of these two as possible at these prices. That has always been the plan, as much XRP as possible, and now as much XLM as humanly possible. And you guys can see that I have not talked about WadsPay token, Legacy, or Blocktopia, or Paribus lately. Now, I do hold a teeny bit of all of those. It's just right now the thing that is most important to me is how much XLM, how much XRP I can buy. So XRP is the number one crypto that I need to get as much as possible of. XLM is the second crypto that I'm trying to get as much as possible of. And the fact that they are both on sale right now, I'm in heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I was just texting with my wife real quick. Thanks for showing. Yes, you're welcome, man. You are very welcome. Who else? Let's see. Let's refresh real quick on YouTube and see what people are talking about. Absolutely no crypto is safe in the US. EU to ban proof of work mining. Really, Chiz?
In this case, and XRP gets regulatory clarity from the courts because it will be official crypto mining in May of 2021, citing energy concerns. I'm going to be attending South by Southwest. They want you to are going to be getting involved with NFTs and people want to spend their crypto and don't want to convert it into fiat currency. So let's get into it. Stablecoin have to use fiat currency. Are you hearing me? Crypto is literally taking over. Article states Circle's new account features give businesses the ability to seamlessly integrate crypto payments into their operations and use digital assets as collateral. And account holders can send and receive USDC across 8 blockchains, including Ethereum, Algorand, Solana, Stellar, Tron, Hedera, Avalanche, and Flow. Huge for those digital assets right there as well. All great digital assets. Now, a Circle spokesperson had this to say: some drivers for USDC growth are increased payment use cases, cross-border transactions, and the adoption of assets.
See, that's the thing, man. Like, he's talking about it like it's like happening. Like, it's not mainstream. It is not mainstream. See, things are going to happen. You can't talk like crypto's taking over. Or like that Bitcoin conference in Miami where that idiot said, "He who has the Bitcoin makes the rules. I can buy any politician I want." That idiot, and because of people like him, are the reasons why this thing is not quickly mainlining. Because do you ever hear people say who are rich that they're buying politicians? No. Because they're more well-mannered than that idiot. They're more well-reserved. They're not saying he who has the Bitcoin makes the rules or he can buy any politician he wants. Are you kidding me? The world powers would crush it. Would crush it in a heartbeat. And everybody who has Bitcoin, it would be worth nothing. It's a technology that we can use to move money the way information is moving. And because of XRP, because of great blockchains, that is possible. But if people like that are going to claim that they are ambassadors for cryptocurrency, especially that Bitcoin maxi idiot who said that, you don't hear sophisticated people talking about buying politicians. They don't talk about it because real people don't have to talk about that they're real. They just are. Okay? So the adoption that's happening, the way this is going to go is they're seamlessly going to be integrated in the banking system. Central banks have already talked about, a majority of them have already tested and used XRP. They're already trusted and partners with Ripple. And the central banks, the Federal Reserve banks around the world are the ones that control the money. The world, and it's the ones that follow the world agenda. It's their agenda, okay? So the fact that they have trusted and accept Ripple's XRP is the fact that you can tell. Matty G thinks XRP will go to 10 cents. I mean, that would be amazing. Oh, that would be very amazing. I would love to buy some 10-cent XRP. I mean, depending on what happens in the world, I mean, anything's possible. But Matty G says a lot of things, and he's definitely very wrong about a lot of things. I stopped listening to scam artists a long time ago. Also, Jaded, in the UK, energy bills will go up double. Entry web token will pump. You think so? I don't know. We'll see. But I am a big fan of XRP. I'm a big fan of XLM. Ripple is a great ambassador for XRP, and they have been getting XRP adopted on a global scale. They have been marketing amazingly, getting all of these banks online, getting these payment rails like Azimo Pay uses the XRP ledger, Navati, MoneyGram was using. They swapped over to XLM just because of the lawsuit, I believe, for now, because MoneyGram is something that's used a lot in the US, so they swapped to XLM for now. But you're going to see that the nuances of the board of directors of Ripple and the US government are going to really show you the bigger picture very soon. And what I mean by that is the little details that people are missing, okay? Rosie Rios is not the only person from the U.S. Treasury or that was a U.S. or still is a government employee of the United States that works on the board of Ripple. She is not the only one, but she is the main one that makes a difference. The 43rd Treasury, United States of America, on the board of Ripple. The other people who are government employees of the United States of America that have to do with Treasury, money, economics, working on the board of Ripple for Ripple. And people are going to see why that matters. They're there for a reason. They're there for seamless integration. That is happening. Do I think Trump will go back in office? I do. I think that is possibly going to happen. We never had problems like this with Trump in office. Trump had a good relationship with Putin, kept him in check. They were decent. They were good friends. Things were peaceful. And now look what happens. Look what Biden did. Look what's happening. Come on, man. People don't respect him. People don't respect the U.S. because of Biden. They respected the U.S. because Trump was a businessman and he did great. And because the U.S. government is a corporation, this is corporate America. It has to be run by someone who knows how to run a corporation. Trump was a great businessman, did a lot of great things for this country. Biden, fucking worthless, man. Worthless. Sorry to say it. But anyway, hopefully people in Ukraine get through this terrible time. I really hope it works out. And we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. And hopefully our crypto can get back on track. Bitcoin currently at 35,800. XLM at 17 cents. And XRP at 65 cents. So picking up a lot of XRP, picking up a lot of XLM lately. Loving it, man. Absolutely loving it. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing today, man? What is it? The 24th? Thursday. It's Thursday, man. What are you guys up to? I feel like I need to get another coffee, man. Bought new PIP. Do you think that's something that can happen though? Like London being nuked, America? All Biden can do is read a script. Yeah, it's tough times, man. Pure Gosu, it's tough times. Oh, puppet bought a new pup. Oh, a puppy. He bought a new puppy? Yo, that's dope, bro. My plan is to move to Poland, hoping Poland doesn't get nuked. Oh, okay. Belgian Mali, buddy. Oh, that's cool, man. Let me take a look. Oh, like a German Shepherd. Ah, that's cool, man. You got a cool dog. This is what I got. I got Shazoos. I got 2 Shazoos. Look at these. Look at my little Shazoos. Happy World War III Day. World's lost its mind. Oh, Jesus. I know. It's crazy, man. Well, I think Russia just wants to feel safe by having Ukraine back. That's what I think. Russia made moves with China. I think they had talks, and I think Putin is not afraid of anything right now. I mean, just give the guy Ukraine, right? Wasn't it a part of Russia? It was, and then they went sovereign and started to they were democratized with a president. I don't know. I'm not a political person, guys, so don't take me seriously. Anything that has to do with war is terrible. There are people going through some tough times right now. I just don't know why this couldn't be done without bloodshed. Why couldn't this be done without war? Do they have to use their weapons because they're like, well, we bought them, we want to get our money's worth? Like, come on. Like, why do we have to have bloodshed here? Did they actually attack? Yeah, they actually did.
Topping our news, a full-scale Russian military
flares and sounds of explosions in several eastern cities and near the nation's capital of Kyiv. This video capturing a plume of smoke and an explosion in the distance near Kharkiv, Ukraine.
President Zelensky.
You just made about the begins to feel routed. What will they do? Will they stay and fight, or will they try to leave the country to fight for another day? That's a tactic we know.
Yeah, Ukraine's defending right now, man. Missiles were coming in on their defense places, like their strongholds where the military is.
You know, Biden's aides and the White House understand this. This may be another reason why he has.
Russia overnight launched its long-anticipated attack on Ukraine, striking military posts across the country. An unprovoked war in Europe is now underway. The assault began with an angry message from President Vladimir Putin, broadcast in the middle of the night. Russia cannot feel safe, develop, and exist with a constant threat emanating from the territory of modern Ukraine, he said, describing the government in Kiev as a junta of neo-Nazis determined to build nuclear weapons.
That's what Putin said. Just kick this war off.
Putin spoke seemingly on cue. Russian bombs started falling. Cruise and ballistic missiles, Ukrainian officials said, along with attack helicopters striking military installations, including air bases near the capital, Kiev. And more military targets in several other Ukrainian cities, including Kharkiv, the biggest city in eastern Ukraine. Russia claimed to have eliminated much of Ukraine's defenses, but the Russian reports appear exaggerated. Several videos showed what Ukrainian officials described as columns of Russian tanks entering Ukrainian territory. A potentially devastating war, but there are no signs Ukrainians are raising the white flag. President Zelensky, in a pre-dawn appeal, told Ukrainians to stay strong and calm as he announced the start of martial law. While some Ukrainians in Kiev were heading out of the capital, many are determined to stay and resist. The government is calling for urgent blood donations to treat the growing but still unclear number of casualties.
Yeah, they got some crazy stuff happening over there, everybody. Let's have our prayers and thoughts for everybody involved. When he lands on the lawn. Yeah, USMC Later's been Crimea. Yeah, he talked about Crimea. He talked about, I forget the other one. But there were some parts have already surrendered. Some parts, because they're invading the south, north, and from the east of Ukraine. They're invading from all three sides of that. Let's just give all of our prayers and thoughts with everybody over there right now. I want to look at this. Let's look at this on the weekly. So here's Bitcoin. Led Zeppelin, what is up, man? 45's plan is playing out. John is, wait, who? What? John is right. John, I never hear those clowns speaking out about the West actions in the Middle East, where thousands have died for no purpose at all. Oh, right, yeah, okay. They will kick them off the SWIFT system and implement XRP 100%. Yep, that's what's happening. They're going to be using blockchain technology for their banking. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what they talked with China about. That's exactly what is happening. So You see this head and shoulders from Bitcoin. You see if the head and shoulders plays out, it brings it down to 19,500. And that's what we're looking at. That's what we're waiting to see. So the only thing that I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, is I am just holding my crypto in my ledger and buying more when it dips. Just buying more, because you never know when that candle's going to shoot straight up to the sky. You know, when that candle shoots straight up, you want to make sure you have money in there. I'm Irish, our military is shit, and we're taunting our Russian ambassador. Big brain move. Oh man, 35K per XRP token. Let's go. I know, right? Then so I'm waiting to see what happens. If prices go lower, I'm just gonna buy more. If they go higher, I'm just gonna be happy. So that's all we can do here. But these Russia attacks, man.
Russia are very difficult to verify at this stage, as well as videos on the ground that are difficult to ascertain. But we do know from videos that are being shared online by the likes of Ukraine's defense forces and indeed from their border guards that it does appear that they have shot down at least one military aircraft. This video shared online by the Ukrainian army does appear to show a Russian military plane, military helicopter I should say, that has now been grounded in Ukrainian territory. At the same time, though, Ukraine have also reported that a number of its personnel have also been killed when one of its aircraft came down earlier on Thursday. A very dramatic situation on the ground, Mariam. Details still emerging, but as you heard there from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, fighting is still intense, particularly in the south of the country around Kherson, where Russian forces have swiftly moved through the annexed Crimean Peninsula.
OK, Matthew, thank you so much for that update. OK, and a little bit more of some breaking news. We're seeing on the wires from the Ukrainian president's office that they're saying that Russia has taken control of the Chernobyl power plant. And we will update you with more lines on that when we, of course, do get them.
They're taking control of the Chernobyl power plant. Oh, man. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Kevin Cage, BRICS nations, Ripple XRP, South Africa, Hedera Hashgraph news. Lots of stuff happening, man. Lots of stuff happening. I mean, in the midst of something like this, is this going to be our possible Black Swan event? Is this our possible Black Swan event that drops prices? Or is everything going to gain traction because a switch is flipped because of this? Ukraine or Russia getting off of the SWIFT train and getting on a blockchain for its banking, and China talked with Russia and they're going to be using blockchain for banking. So this could turn around and just be something amazing for cryptocurrency. Yeah, Fetslakin, Putin said that he believes that the middle of Ukraine or the capital, Kiev, is, they're just like, they're a bunch of Nazis or something like that, and Russia can never feel safe with Ukraine being in the state that it's in, off to their west. So I believe they want to bring it back in. A social worker could have prevented. Donald Trump could have prevented this war if he was president. I think they need cyber attack first. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he does not do any cyber attack, and honestly, hopefully nobody does. Hopefully nobody does a cyber attack, because any cyber attack on US right now is going to be taken as it came from Russia. So I really hope they do everything they can to confirm any type of cyber attack and where it came from before rushing into anything, Because if anyone does a massive cyber attack on the US right now, it's going to look like it came from Russia. And I really hope that doesn't happen. I just hope that we get peace soon. And I hope this doesn't get bigger than it already is. That's what I hope. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee downstairs. You know what? We've been listening to XRP Chiz lately. Let's bring up XRP Bags. Let's bring up XRP Bags for some music so I can go get some coffee downstairs. And then we're going to kick it some more. I don't have anything to do until later on today, so we got a few hours to chill, everybody. So let's chill and talk about what this can do for price. This isn't just bad. This can be great for cryptocurrency. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that when I get back. Let's get some playlists. Let's go all the way down. Let's get this one. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, I like the VeChain one. Let's start from here. Let's start from here.
Big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Hey, big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Hey. Bagman, I be eating bags like Pac-Man, fighting flood like Batman. Rockets need more gas cans cause my VeChain bags like Pac-Man. Real bags, real tags cause I'm sick of all these counterfeits. VeChain, you can't counter it, all aboard the rocket ship. Big bags, yeah, we smashing it. This crypto game, we passionate. This new world we establishing. We don't need no middleman cashing in. VeChain gang establishment. Rockets flowing, profits pouring, we keep scoring. Big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Hey, big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Hey. Hey yo, I got my supply chain on the blockchain. All season getting hot, turn up another octane. You missed out on that rocket and guess who in that cockpit? We just getting it started, yeah, we just getting it poppin'. If you missed this bull run, then I guess I'll see you next season. When that cash is done, that'll be your final reason. You coulda had some vet for the cheapest, but you sheepin'. Alarm clock keep ringing, but you sleeping. Pocket shrinking, crypto beastin'. Big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Hey, big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Bullish morning, creeping slowly, slowly blowing. Rockets flooring, profits pouring. We keep scoring, space we touring. Run it back. Big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. VeChain bags we packing. Hey, big bags on me, big bags only with my VeChain fam, on my VeChain homies. You can't duplicate these bags cause we track them. Scan that QR code and it's tracking. Bagman, Bagman, Bagman. I be eating bags like Pac-Man. Fighting flood like Batman. Rockets need more gas cans, cause my V-chain bags like Pac-Man. Real bags, real tags, cause I'm sick of all these counterfeits. V-chain, you can't counter it. All aboard the rocket ship. Big bags, yeah, we smashing it.
All right, there we go. Oh, I know you do good when this thing goes to 4 digits. Cannot wait, everybody. Cannot wait for this thing to do its thing. But we are in the face of adversary right now. And, you know, I don't know what Putin's... I mean, he said his reason is because Russia doesn't feel safe with Ukraine holding whatever it holds, and maybe he just got tired of nobody doing anything about it, so he took matters into his own hands because he knows they're hiding something. And who knows? You know, I've never been opposed to Vladimir Putin. I've always kept up tabs on him, and I never thought he was a terrible person. I've seen him talk with our president, Donald Trump. I've seen him talk with other people in power, and, you know, I've seen him laugh and have a good time. You know, it's so... I believe he must have some type of reason for this that is beyond our capability of understanding right now, because it's things that we don't have the privilege to know. There's knowledge that we don't have. Maybe there's something really bad in Ukraine, and nobody else would listen, so he's going to take care of it. Who knows? Is XRP even going to Moon? Well, it's the best digital asset ever created. You know, XRP is the best cryptocurrency ever created. So yes, I believe it is going to do something pretty amazing soon. Exactly when, I don't know, but I do believe that it still has to launch to some major numbers. I believe we're going to see $100 XRP. We're going to see $300 XRP. We're going to see $1,200 XRP, $5,000 XRP. So we'll see what happens. Do Ukraine is the money laundering machine for the Clinton Foundation and Hunter Biden? Ooh. Ooh. Now we're getting somewhere. It's kind of funny that U.S. backed by NATO can invade countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, all they want with barely anyone caring. But when Russia attacks their neighbors, everyone cares. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is when you have things like NATO and when you have the world powers, when something happens and somebody didn't have permission to do something, it's a big deal. They're just using their sovereignty and their power, and they're saying that they are powerful and they don't care what anyone else says because they believe they are the most powerful. So they don't care what anyone else says. And when the world power, like the U.S., sees this, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows where the world is gonna go? The one thing I've learned about life is change happens a lot, and you have to be open to change. You have to be open for change. If you're not open for change, you are not going to do good in the world. Change happens all the time. You never know. A month from now, this whole world could be under the rule of Russia. You never know. You never know. Could be under the rule of China. Could be under the rule of the Islamic State. Could be under the rule of England. Could be under the rule of the United States of America, the entire world. You never know where things can go. It's all laid out in the Q post. They said Russia, then China, take Taiwan, then XRP will be implemented. Oh, yeah, I don't follow the QAnon stuff, the Q posts, only because of the people who started Q and, you know, the servers with that Asian kid on 4chan and 8chan and where it all came from. You know, if people really knew where that all started, and it's all due to this kid keeping servers in some scummy place, and the kid thinks he's God himself. But yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, and then China taking Taiwan, then XRP being implemented, I mean, sure, it can happen that way. That can happen. But the thing is, XRP is already there. It's already adopted worldwide by central banks. It's already adopted worldwide. So it's already happening. Thought I'd never see you again because I said I wasn't going to stream until it hit $1. No, I would never do that. I have people who are members of the Blur Gang Huddle who are not going to suffer because of something I said. No, we are here hanging out, man. Of course. That was half kidding when I said that. It's good to see you, Glenn. The stairway to heaven. XRP fanboy in the house. Led Zeppelin. Could be under interstellar authority. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the world powers all bow to some alien race anyway. So, other than that, oh man, you guys are awesome. But no, but seriously, XRP is very amazing. The people who have adopted it and use it and trust it are astronomical. It's been adopted worldwide. No other crypto has been adopted worldwide the way XRP has by central banks and banks. The Fed banks, the central banks around the world, it's their agenda that is pushed all the time throughout the world. So once they flip that switch, because they are all using XRP, testing it, using it, they're all on board. They save so much money. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you think that, oh, they made so much money because of Swift and all the middlemen waiting 3 to 5 days for transfers, banks taking what they want and high percentages. But when you could do micro payments, when you can send somebody 75 cents or $3 on the XRP ledger, when you can send that, and do you know how much money is in micro payments? You open your doors to hundreds of millions of people now who are going to use it. There's so much money for them. And XRP, they love it. It's already been adopted. When aliens. when aliens. When Lambo. XRP will be like bottle caps for the Fallout like future. Let's go for it. All the world is a stage. That's correct. When you listen to Digital Asset Investor, he's not lying. Been thinking of starting 3 all over. Oh, yeah. So, how you guys feeling about a 16-cent XLM Stellar Lumen? A 17-cent XLM Stellar Lumen. Remember, this could be the spring. This could be the spring in the Wyckoff accumulation. Remember the spring and Wyckoff accumulation where it goes on to make a lower low? Check it out. Right here. All right, look here. You have phase A, then you have ST in phase B, okay? So look here, phase A. Then you have ST in phase B right here. See, right here. And then it does this and makes a lower low for the spring, for the test. And then look over here, makes a lower low. Check this out. So here it is. And then look at this. Makes a lower low. Does this look familiar to anybody? Does this look familiar to anybody? Look at this. And look at this. This could be the part of the Wyckoff accumulation, the spring. Could be the spring right here. But it has to take off from here. For it to be considered the spring, to be able to be lined up with the Wyckoff accumulation, it has to take off right now. It has to take off today. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, it has to take off. So here it is. And then the spring phase B. Boom. Let's see if it happens for XLM. Jed McCaleb is involved. I think Ripple and Jed McCaleb, Ripple and Stellar, I believe they're friends. I think Jed McCaleb's still friends with Brad Garlinghouse and everybody, because you have XLM Stellar Lumens and they have all their money, their liquidity. You just need, for on-demand liquidity, you need a lot of liquidity. So for Stellar, I think they're still working with XRP. I think Jed McCaleb, I think they knew what they were doing when they split. So we're going to see if we get that spring right now. We're going to pay attention. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to come on and talk with you guys, because we have this lower low for the possible spring. Possibly. I don't know for sure. We'll see. You think it's all planned? XRP, XLM? Me too, man. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. XRP has yet to make a lower low. But you know what this could also be? This could also be, because we had this flag right here, right? This could be a fake out for the flag. You never know. I really don't know, man. We're at a part in the crypto world where I'm really unsure. I would not even make a small leverage trade because I am very unsure at what is happening right now. All I know is I need to get as much XRP and XLM as possible. That's all I've been doing. Paying attention to Wyckoff theory. Especially with XLM when it created this lower low. Then over here, and here it is. You can see it. Here it is, right there. And if we put this on the monthly, here's the monthly. Here is the monthly. Looks like a giant cup and handle, ladies and gentlemen. Giant cup and handle. That's exactly what it looks like. $1.55. That's like a failed cup and handle. That's what it looks like for Stellar Lumens. You get this massive cup, and then you had this handle that was getting ready to form, and then it failed. But it did come down to the 50 EMA. So So. Put it on the daily. Pavlov from Ukraine on YouTube is live right now. Super nice guy, gorgeous girlfriend. He's speaking live from Ukraine. Pavlov. Nobody creates the XRP ledger from OpenCoin and just splits. Exactly. Exactly. Pavlov. Where is he? What is his name? Pavlov. I don't see him. Pavlov from Ukraine.
Hundreds of messages about the war is coming, but I was always on positive side, and I never thought that it can be real, because as I told before, it's 21st century. Yao Yao or Jao Jao SP. What do you think will happen next? I don't know, man. Nobody knows, because nobody expected that it happened. How are your parents and their animals? Our parents all right, but everyone.
If you guys want to rush in and send love from the Blur Gang Huddle, go ahead. Here's the link. Go send your love from the Blur Gang Huddle.
Everyone are worrying because nobody wants fight. If they need help of citizen, not like.
Go rush them and send your love from the Blur Gang Huddle.
Everyone want peace, and we should defend. But guys, I just want to say that we are safe for now, that there is no explosion near to our home, but it were around, because they attack every military base, like in every region, and it's terrible, guys. Lucas Fiala, can we support you financially? Does it make sense? Please, guys, you can support. It's not you can support. It's better to support Ukrainian army. There are a lot of funds. There are a lot of donation service, which better to use these days. Why you're not in military kit, guy? Because I'm at home, and thanks God it's safe here. Do you have friends in Ukrainian army? Yes, I do. And I have brother in Ukrainian army, and I talked to him today, and he said that he didn't have time to talk because they were preparing.
All right. Well, I sent my prayers and my love for him. Russia is only attacking their military bases. That's what they're doing right now. They're just rendering them defenseless so they can, just take over and make it a part of Russia, make it a Russian state under communist Russia. So that's what's happening. It's not like they're just going and killing everybody they see. They are just going after their military forts. And I hear there's some surrendering going on in one part of Ukraine, but I don't know if it's the Russians or the Ukrainians. The true story of the Demon Core. What is a demon core?
Instead, a physicist working at the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico after the war decided to use the remaining core to figure out just what it takes to make a core like this go critical. When Otto Robert Frisch first arrived in the United States, he was placed at Los Alamos to study neutron multiplication in uranium.
Anybody know what a demon core is? Thanks for showcasing. Right guy, no problem, man. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay, man. What does a cup and handle mean? It's just a it's just a sign that you read on a chart that pretty much shows where price can go if it breaks past a certain level. So if price passed a certain level, you can predict pretty much where that price is going to go.
Uranium and plutonium.
Look at this. What was the demon core? There's something here too.
These elements naturally radiate neutrons in the process of nuclear decay, and as we said, if there is enough of the radioactive element close enough together, these neutrons can go on to cause the rat. He died 33 years after Daghlian Jr. from what is now considered beer at the local bar with the other physicists. But Daghlian was curious. Later that night, he returned alone to his assembly for another test. Like the tests before, Daghlian created an orientation of bricks that his measuring device told him was nearly critical. As he was placing one last brick, the measuring device indicated that the core would go critical if he continued on the assembly. The dragon would wake up. So cautiously, he began removing the final brick, and then he dropped it. The moment the brick hit the assembly, the demon core instantly went supercritical. And according to Daghlian, there was a blast of blue light and a wave of heat. Daghlian reacted quickly, though, and used his right hand to knock the dropped brick all the way to the floor. In those fractions of a second, Harry had received a fatal dose of radiation. In fact, he had endured what was likely the highest acute dose of radiation of any human in history. 25 days later, Daghlian fell into a coma and died from organ failure owing to severe radiation poisoning. This photo, taken 9 days after the accident by medical staff, is of the hand that Harry had used to stop the demon core. He was 24. Harry wasn't completely alone and experimenting in the lab that night. A security guard, Private Robert J. Hemmerly, was also sitting at his desk next to Daghlian reading his newspaper. Hemmerly died 33 years after Daghlian Jr. from what is now considered to be radiation-caused leukemia. He was 29 and the father of 2 at the time of exposure. Harry K. Daghlian Jr. was the first official fatality from a
Imagine if he uses left hand.
criticality accident and the first American casualty of the attack. He told them each to mark down precisely where they were standing. Smash your cellular machinery beyond repair. When enough molecular damage is done, radiation sickness can manifest itself as high fever, dizziness. 5 weeks later, on July 1st, 1946, a different nuclear core was destroyed in a 23-kiloton air-deployed nuclear weapon over Bikini Atoll. It was supposed to be the end of the demon core. Instead, the demon core was melted down and redistributed throughout the rest of the United States stockpile, effectively getting a brand new half-life. Until next time. Thank you so much to the very nerdy staff.
Wow, that's crazy. That's what the demon core is?
It had a diameter of 3.5 inches and weighed approximately 14 pounds. But despite its size, it was given bounce off the shield. The neutron could bounce off in any direction. It could even bounce back into the core. When the neutrons collide with the core, it energizes it, causing it to become slightly more unstable. Burst of neutron radiation, Daghlian quickly removed the brick from the core with his hand, returning it to a subcritical state. Radiation exposure 8 sieverts, due to a much lower in the and instead used the tip of a flathead screwdriver. One of Slotin's colleagues, Enrico Fermi, warned Slotin would be dead in a year if he continued the criticality experiment. Effects of radiation exposure later in life, specifically Marian Selesky, who succumbed to leukemia in 1965, and functions. Slotin eventually passed away on May 30th, just 9 days after the incident. As for the Demon Core, it was scheduled to be used in a detonation test. However, its radioactivity levels were far too high to be stored in a bomb. It was melted down and recycled into smaller plutonium cores for detonation tests. The fates of Harry Daghlian and Louis Slotin are a reminder of why safety and was poised to claim millions more. They were up against unrivaled German and Japanese scientists who were working on a similar weapon. But they did it. They did it against all odds.
Wow, so that's what the Demon Core is. That's crazy. So sad, man. So sad. So sad, man, that people have to do that, man. Oh, crypto teacher. Fed knew Bitcoin and crypto would dump as Russia launches. He's still alive. 8 minutes of gamer rage.
You should be spending the start of your stream in practice tool last hitting creeps. It is seriously embarrassing watching you miss creeps when there isn't an enemy harassing.
What the? How can someone play like this? How can someone play like this? Like, how can someone actually play like this, dude? What the fuck?
Oh god, this game.
This is just crazy. As I'm like playing August Burns Red version of Wrecking Ball right now.
I hate that version. Even though August Burns Red is my favorite band.
Did I get outgunned? Oh, there's like
Cutting a base tear.
Oh my god, for those of you who don't know who Deller is, this guy rages the most out of anybody you've ever known.
Fucking ammo, fucking A, dude, fucking A. Fucking A, man, I need to break something. Fucking stupid. Oh my god. Don't stop.
Sasha, Sasha. Oh my god. Oh my god.
These guys are raging hard, man. 1XRP Moon. Oh man, I hope any day now. Bitcoin crash. What war means for crypto? Germany machine gun more advanced than you'd think. Oh, Crypto Face. What is he doing?
In the overnight, some Solana, some Polkadot, some different things like that. And some of them hit on the flush. And right now doing relatively well on those. So, again, I love the idea of buying fear. There's an old adage saying when there's blood in the streets, that's when you gotta buy, meaning blood in Wall Street. Unfortunately, that term with what's going on in Russia, with Russia invading Ukraine probably has a different meaning, which is very sad. But the truth is that's when people sell on emotion, and that's when you got to be ready to buy.
So, with crypto, like in particular, I was kind of wrong sort of on the Ukraine thing. Like I said, I'm like, Russia ain't like invaded, and we can like, I don't want to get too hard into those politics, but do you think that the price, I believe the price would have done the same thing no matter what, with or without Russia and Ukraine. But do you believe the same thing? Like, do you think that the price of crypto specifically, and maybe even the stock market too, would be basically where it's at today for one reason or another if the Russia-Ukraine thing didn't happen? Or do you think we'd be going straight up if it didn't happen?
No, in general, the beautiful thing about following the charts is that they tell you things ahead of time, even before the news. So you can see things in the charts. And I mean, if we go to Bitcoin, right, and I'll show my chart here on
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
pull up
But
share screen.
one of the things you can see is that, very clearly we had Bitcoin rallying off this lower trend line, which is a very exactly parallel trend line. And let me just zoom out for you guys so you can see it. So you have this parallel. So this high connected to this high, which were the highs of 2021. It's 100% to the point, the penny, parallel line to this low, which connected this low. So like, again, it's amazing how the charts work where, you don't necessarily know what news is going to be the reason the media says, oh, this is happening or that's happening. But when you hit a level, it's just like, boom. And then look at this line up here, boom. And then again, this is all coming in within this downward motion kind of to retest this low level. So I kind of agree with you that generally, if it's not Russia, Ukraine, it was going to be something else. It was going to be nothing. There would be fear because of the Fed. I mean, there's so many different reasons the markets can decide, oh, that's the reason. It just happens to be Russia invading Ukraine today.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of what you trade crypto? I believe you trade options. Oil, like our community on November 5th of 2020, the day after the election, when the day Joe Biden announced was the winner, we put our house on oil, war stocks. Wish we went into more commodities, but have you been getting any of that oil? We've been oily boys, not island boys. We say we're not island boys, but we've been oily boys. Are you an oily boy?
So believe it or not, I've been a little on the wrong side here, but lately actually it looks like it's coming back in. But I'm actually short oil as of now, and I want to show you guys why here. And what's interesting.
Ooh, he's short oil as of now. Yeah, crypto face. Yeah, man, I've seen that guy lose so much money. Like, nobody knows what crypto is going to do, man. Nobody knows what these charts are going to do. Follow the world. What did my brother say? All right, go pace here. What is up, man? This shit is painful though. Everything is planned. Yes, man. Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. It's all planned, man. It's all planned. Everything's planned to some degree. Well, any YouTube content creator out there, technical analysis person, nobody can tell you what's going to happen in the charts for 100% certainty. The only thing that I wholeheartedly believe, and the only reason I wholeheartedly believe this, is because of the world adoption of Ripple and XRP. Because of all the payment rails using it, it's the most trusted, it's fast, it's secure. That's why. Look at all the problems with Ethereum. Look at Solana. No problems with Ripple and XRP. Zero XRP ledger problems. And wow. I mean, there's a reason it's the most trusted. There's a reason the people who work on Ripple work on Ripple. There's a reason why it's been adopted worldwide and by all the central banks that rule the world. Because this is it. This is the future of money. XRP is the future of money. XLM is very good to hold as well. I believe we're still in a bull run, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to see what happens, man. I cannot wait to see what happens. Look at this. Look at this. And look at this. Wow. And if you go all the way over here, you can see it was support right here. Right here on this W on the way down from the last bull run was support. Was resistance here. Little resistance here. But it was support. And let's see if it holds as support. I mean, just look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. I want to show you something. Look at this. Look at that. And look at this. Do you see the difference? I want to show you something, ladies and gentlemen. Can you please look at this? Look at the 2017-2018 bull run. Do you see how it goes straight up? Now look over here to XLM. Do you see how staggered it is? And the only thing that goes straight is the way down. Picture this backwards. Picture this backwards, which leads me to believe that we are getting ready to do this. We are getting ready to do this. Look at it. Look at this. The back end of the 2017-18 bull run looks like the front end of this bull run, which leads me to believe that we are headed for a straight up and down run. Matty G doesn't have that much money, man. Matty G doesn't have the money he says he has, man. Trust me. That kid does not have the money he says he has. But if you look at this, look at XRP. Look at XRP. Look at this straight line up and then the staggeredness on the way down. Look at this staggeredness and on the way up. And then look at the back end. The back end of XRP, it just looks like, I mean, look at this. Look at this. And look at this, straight up. And the back end looks like this. Leads me to believe that we are about to walk into this. Yeah, Matty G is a flexing dipshit. That's all he does is flex for no reason. He has nothing to flex about. He's a scam artist. He cons so many people out of money. Biden about to talk live. Oh, is he? Is he about to talk live?
On a brutal assault on the people of Ukraine. Without provocation, without justification, without necessity.
Exactly. Bet with the goat. Exactly.
This is a premeditated attack. Vladimir Putin has been planning this for months, as we've been saying all along. He moved more than 175,000 troops, military equipment, and positions along the Ukrainian border. He moved blood supplies into position and built a field hospital, which tells you all you need to know about his intentions all along. He rejected every good faith effort the United States and our allies and partners made to address our mutual security concerns through dialogue to avoid needless conflict and avert human suffering. For weeks, we have been warning that this would happen. And now it's unfolding largely as we predicted. In the past week, we've seen shelling increase in the Donbass, a region in eastern Ukraine controlled by Russian-backed separatists. The Russian government has perpetrated cyber attacks against Ukraine. We saw a staged political theater in Moscow, outlandish and baseless claims that Ukraine was about to invade and launch a war against Russia, that Ukraine was prepared to use chemical weapons, that Ukraine committed a genocide. Without any evidence, we saw a flagrant violation of international law in attempting to unilaterally create two new so-called republics on sovereign Ukrainian territory. And at the very moment that the United Nations Security Council was meeting to stand up for Ukraine's sovereignty, to stave off invasion, Putin declared his war. Within moments, missile strikes began to fall on historic cities across Ukraine. Then came the air raids, followed by tanks and troops rolling in. We've been transparent with the world. We've shared declassified evidence about Russia's plans and cyber attacks and false pretexts so that there could be no confusion or cover-up about what Putin was doing. Putin is the aggressor. Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences. Today, I'm authorizing additional strong sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia. This is going to impose severe cost on the Russian economy, both immediately and over time. We have purposely designed these sanctions to maximize the long-term impact on Russia and to minimize the impact on the United States and our allies. And I want to be clear, the United States is not doing this alone. For months, we've been building a coalition of partners representing well more than half the global economy. 27 members of the European Union, including France, Germany, Italy, as well as the United Kingdom, Canada, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and many others, to amplify the joint impact of our response. I just spoke with the G7 leaders this morning, and we're in full and total agreement. We will limit Russia's ability to do business in dollars, euros, pounds, and yen to be part of the global economy. We'll limit their ability to do that. We're going to stunt the ability to finance and grow the Russian military. We're going to impose and we're going to impair their ability to compete in high-tech 21st century economy. We've already seen the impact of our actions on Russia's currency and the ruble, which early today hit its weakest level ever in history. The Russia stock market plunged today. The Russian government borrowing rate spiked by over 15%. In today's actions, we've now sanctioned Russian banks that together hold around $1 trillion in assets. We've cut off Russia's largest bank, a bank that holds more than 1/3 of Russia's banking assets by itself, cut it off from the U.S. financial system. And today, we're also blocking 4 more major banks. That means every asset they have in America will be frozen. This includes VTB, the second largest bank in Russia, which has $250 billion in assets. As promised, we're also adding the names to the list of Russian elites and their family members that we're sanctioning as well. As I said on Tuesday, these are people who personally gain from the Kremlin's policies, and they should share in the pain. We will keep up this drumbeat of those designations against corrupt billionaires in the days ahead. On Tuesday, we stopped the Russian government from raising money from U.S. or European investors. Now we're going to apply the same restrictions to Russia's largest state-owned enterprises, companies with assets that exceed $1.4 trillion. Some of the most powerful impacts of our actions will come over time as we squeeze Russia's access to finances and technology for strategic sectors of its economy and degrade its industrial capacity for years to come. Between our actions and those of our allies and partners, we estimate that we'll cut off more than half of Russia's high-tech imports. It'll strike a blow to their ability to continue to modernize their military. It'll degrade their aerospace industry, including their space program. It'll hurt their ability to build ships, reducing their ability to compete economically. And it will be a major hit to Putin's long-term strategic ambitions. And we're preparing to do more. In addition to the economic penalties we're imposing, we're also taking steps to defend our NATO allies, particularly in the East. Tomorrow, NATO will convene a summit. We'll be there to bring together the leaders of 30 allied nations and close partners to affirm our solidarity and to map out the next steps we will take to further strengthen all aspects of our NATO alliance. Although we provided over $650 million in defensive assistance to Ukraine just this last year, let me say it again. Our forces are not and will not be engaged in the conflict with Russia in Ukraine. Our forces are not going to Europe to fight in Ukraine, but to defend our NATO allies and reassure those allies in the East. As I made crystal clear, the United States will defend every inch of NATO territory with the full force of American power. And the good news is, NATO is more united and more determined than ever. There is no doubt that the United States and every NATO ally will meet our Article 5 commitments, which says an attack on one is an attack on all. Over the past few weeks, I ordered thousands of additional forces to Germany and Poland as part of our commitment to NATO. On Tuesday, in response to Russia's aggressive action, including its troop presence in Belarus and the Black Sea, I've authorized the deployment of ground and air forces already stationed in Europe to NATO's eastern flank allies, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Romania. Our allies have also been stepping up, adding the other allies, the rest of NATO, adding their own forces and capabilities to ensure collective defense. And today, within hours of Russia's unleashing its assault, NATO came together and authorized an activation of response plans. This will enable NATO's high readiness forces to deploy and when and where they are needed to protect our NATO allies on the eastern boundaries of Europe. And now I'm authorizing additional U.S. force capabilities to deploy to Germany as part of NATO's response, including some of the U.S.-based forces that the Department of Defense placed on standby weeks ago. I've also spoken with Defense Secretary Austin and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Milley, about preparations for additional moves should they become necessary to protect our NATO allies and support the greatest military alliance in the history of the world, NATO. As we respond, my administration is using the tools, every tool at its disposal, to protect American families and businesses from rising prices at the gas pump. You know, we're taking active steps to bring down the cost, and American oil and gas companies should not exploit this moment to hike their prices to raise profits. You know, in our sanctions package, we specifically designed to allow energy payments to continue. We are closely monitoring energy supplies for any disruption. We've been coordinating with major oil producing and consuming countries toward our common interest to secure global energy supplies. We are actively working with countries around the world to elevate collective release from the strategic petroleum reserves of major energy consuming countries. And the United States will release additional barrels of oil as conditions warrant. I know this is hard and that Americans are already hurting. I will do everything in my power to limit the pain the American people are feeling at the gas pump. This is critical to me. But this aggression cannot go unanswered. If it did, the consequences for America would be much worse. America stands up to bullies. We stand up for freedom. This is who we are. Let me also repeat the warning I made last week. If Russia pursues cyber attacks against our companies, our critical infrastructure, we are prepared to respond. For months, we've been working closely with the private sector to harden our cyber defenses, sharpen our ability to respond to Russian cyber attacks as well. I spoke last night to President Zelensky of Ukraine, and I assured him that the United States, together with our allies and partners in Europe, will support the Ukrainian people as they defend their country. We'll provide humanitarian relief to ease their suffering. And in the early days of this conflict, Russia propaganda outlets will keep trying to hide the truth and claim success for its military operation against a made-up threat. But history has shown time and again how swift gains in territory eventually give way to grinding occupations, acts of mass civil disobedience, and strategic dead ends. The next few weeks and months will be hard on the people of Ukraine. Putin has unleashed a great pain on them, but the Ukrainian people have known 30 years of independence. They have repeatedly shown that they will not tolerate anyone who tries to take their country backwards. This is a dangerous moment for all of Europe, for the freedom around the world. Putin has committed an assault on the very principles that uphold the global peace. But now, the entire world sees clearly what Putin and his Kremlin allies are really all about. This was never about a genuine security concerns on their part. It was always about naked aggression, about Putin's desire for empire by any means necessary, by bullying Russia's neighbors through coercion and corruption, by changing borders by force, and ultimately by choosing a war without a cause. Putin's actions betray his sinister vision for the future of our world, one where nations take what they want by force. But it is a vision that the United States and freedom-loving nations everywhere will oppose with every tool of our considerable power. The United States and our allies and partners will emerge from this stronger, more united, more determined, and more purposeful. And Putin's aggression against Ukraine will end up costing Russia dearly, economically and strategically. We will make sure of that. Putin will be a pariah on the international stage. Any nation that countenances Russia's naked aggression against Ukraine will be stained by association. When the history of this era is written, Putin's choice to make a totally unjustifiable war on Ukraine will have left Russia weaker and the rest of the world stronger. Liberty, democracy, human dignity, these are the forces far more powerful than fear and oppression. They cannot be extinguished by tyrants like Putin and his armies. They cannot be erased from people's hearts and hopes by any amount of violence and intimidation. They endure. In the contest between democracy and autocracy, between sovereignty and subjugation, make no mistake, freedom will prevail. God bless the people of a free and democratic Ukraine, and may God protect our troops.
Mr. President.
Associated Press, Zeke.
So do you have any plans to speak with President Putin at this point, and what interactions have you had with the Russian government?
I heard the first part. Do I have any plans to speak with Putin at this point, and what?
What communications have you had with the Kremlin as far as military operations in Ukraine and making sure this does not spiral into a larger conflict?
Well, it's a large conflict already. The way we're going to ensure it's not going to spiral to a larger conflict is by providing all the forces needed in the Eastern European nations that are members of NATO. NATO is more united than it's ever been, and I have no plans to talk with Putin. Wall Street Journal, Tarina.
Mr. President, you didn't mention SWIFT in your sanctions that you announced. Is there a reason why the U.S. Isn't doing that? Is there a disagreement among allies regarding SWIFT and whether Russia should be allowed to be a part of it?
The sanctions that we've proposed on all their banks have of equal consequence, maybe more consequence than SWIFT #1. Number two, it is always an option, but right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take.
Naked aggression? Lol, he went in without a condom? Tears of joy.
Fanboy, man. Appreciate the dono, man. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, something like that, man.
Cecilia Vega, ABC.
Sir, sanctions clearly have not been enough to deter Vladimir Putin to this point. What is going to stop him? How and when does this end? And do you see him trying to go beyond Ukraine? And a second question I'll just give to you now.
Yeah, Lucas Brown, Russia going to end up using XRP instead of SWIFT. From what I hear, the rumors of Russia and China and Russia have already talked and spoken to use to leave SWIFT and to use a blockchain for their banking instead of SWIFT. So apparently those talks are already happening.
Statement that he gave last night the threat that he gave, the West will face consequences greater than any you have faced in history. Is he threatening a nuclear strike?
I have no idea what he's threatening. I know what he has done, number one. And number two, no one expected the sanctions to prevent anything from happening. It has to show, this is going to take time, and we have to show resolve so he knows what's coming. And so the people of Russia know what he's brought on them. That's what this is all about. This is going to take time. It's not going to occur. He's going to say, oh my God, these sanctions are coming, I'm going to stand down. He's going to test the resolve of the West to see if we stay together, and we will. We will, and it will impose significant costs on him.
Will he go beyond Ukraine, sir? Do you see him going beyond?
Yes.
Two topics, just really quick. First, markets are down and gas prices are up. I know you always stress the difference between Wall Street and Main Street, but everybody seems to be in for some economic pain. How economically painful is it going to get?
Will Americans allow what? Lucas Brown, will Americans allow what?
For people in this country. And I do have one more question.
First of all, there's no doubt that when a major nuclear power attacks and invades another country, that the world is going to respond, and markets can respond all over the world. So there's no doubt about that, number one. Number two, the notion that this is going to last for a long time is highly unlikely as long as we continue to stay resolved in imposing the sanctions we're going to impose on Russia, period. What's the next question? I'm sorry.
The next question is, did you underestimate Putin, and would you still describe him the way that you did in the summer as a worthy adversary?
At the time, he was, I made it clear, as an adversary, and I said he was worthy. I didn't underestimate him. And I've read most of everything he's written. Did you read? I shouldn't. I'm not a wise guy. You heard the speech he made, almost an hour's worth of speeches, why he was going into Ukraine. He has much larger ambitions in Ukraine. He wants to, in fact, reestablish the former Soviet Union.
Will Biden allow Russia and China to use XRP since Ripple is an American-based company? Okay, Lucas Brown, real quick, what I believe and what I've shared with everybody in the last couple of weeks is that I believe that the U.S. government not only is part of the Treasury working with Ripple on their board of directors, and current or ex-employees of the U.S. Treasury working with Ripple for a reason. I believe it is also for an integration with the U.S. government for XRP. I believe the U.S. government is behind curtains ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to adopting the bridge currency. I believe they're just not making it known because they do not want to show their hand. But I believe Rosie Rios taking the position in Ripple and other Treasury members of the United States taking the position with Ripple was for a seamless integration to make U.S. on top of and leading when the dust settles in the crypto world, in the blockchain world, when it comes to transferring money and cross-border remittances. I believe the U.S. is already ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to this. They just haven't shown their hand yet. So let's wait and see what happens. And I believe they already, they do not care what Russia and China do when it comes to that. And I don't think they would do anything anyway. China and Russia are powerful nations.
That's what this is about. And I think that his ambitions are completely contrary to the place where the rest of the world has arrived.
You're confident that these devastating sanctions are going to be as devastating as Russian missiles and bullets and tanks?
Yes, Russian bullets, missiles, and tanks in Ukraine. Yes, I am.
Thank you, President Biden. If sanctions cannot stop President Putin, what penalty can?
I didn't say sanctions couldn't stop him.
You've been talking about the threat of these sanctions for several weeks now.
Yes, but the threat of the sanctions and imposing the sanctions and seeing the effect of the sanctions are two different things. They're two different things. And we're now he's going to begin to see the effect of the sanctions.
And what will that do? How will that change his mindset here, given he's
because
attacking
it will so
Ukraine
weaken his country that he'll have to make a very, very difficult choices of whether to continue to move toward being a second-rate power or, in fact, respond.
You said in recent weeks that big nations cannot bluff when it comes to something like this. You recently said that the idea of personally sanctioning President Putin was on the table. Is that a step that you're prepared to take? And if not,
it's not a bluff, it's on the table.
Sanctioning President Putin?
Yes.
Why not sanction him today, sir?
Mr. President?
Why not sanction him today, sir?
Mr. President, if I can, you detailed some severe and swift new sanctions today and said the impact it will have over time. But given the full-scale invasion, given that you're not pursuing disconnecting Russia from what's called SWIFT, the international banking system, or other sanctions at your disposal, respectfully, sir, what more are you waiting for?
Specifically, with the sanctions we've imposed exceed SWIFT. The sanctions we imposed exceed anything that's ever been done. The sanctions we imposed have generated 2/3 of the world joining us. They are profound sanctions. Let's have a conversation in another month or so to see if they're working. Yes.
Can I ask you about Zelensky? Sir, you spoke to Vladimir Zelensky yesterday, sir.
What's the risk that we are watching the beginning of another Cold War, and is there now a complete rupture in U.S. and Russian relations?
There is a complete rupture right now in U.S.-Russian relations if they continue on this path that they're on. And in terms of a Cold War, that depends. You have the vast majority of the rest of the world in total opposition to what he's doing, from Asia to South America to Europe to around the world. And so it's going to be a cold day for Russia. The idea, you don't see a whole lot of people coming to his defense.
Go pace here. The reason why USA did wars, it's not that Russia can't, it's that the USA shows a lot of proof for why they were going to war. And Russia has not shown any proof for why they are going to war other than just saying certain things. The USA, not that I'm backing that war is okay. I'm not saying that war is okay. And I'm not saying that the reasons were good enough. But I can say that before America ever goes to war, they have significant proof and reasons and proof to back up what they're saying for why they're going to war. Vladimir Putin hasn't given any real support to why he's doing what he's doing other than the fact that he wants to. Do you see the difference?
And are you, if I could follow up, sir, are you urging China to help isolate Russia? Are you urging China to help isolate Russia?
I'm not prepared to comment on that at the moment. No. Yeah. No. He's had his hand up a long time.
Thank you, Mr. President. How concerned are you that Putin wants to go beyond Ukraine into other countries, and the U.S. will have to get involved if he moves into NATO countries?
Well, if he did move into NATO countries, he will be involved. We will be involved. The only thing that I'm convinced of is if we don't stop now, he'll be emboldened. If we don't move against him now with these significant sanctions, he will be emboldened. Look, you know, every Well, anyway.
And can you talk anything more about your conversation? Mr. President,
Why not sanction Putin directly today?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sir, India, which is a major defense partner of the United States, is India fully with you on the issue of Ukraine and Russia?
Does the Defense Department of the United States...
Sir, India is one of your major defense partners. Is India fully in sync with the United States on Russia?
We're in consultation with India today. We haven't resolved that completely.
One more question.
Okay, thank you all very much. Thank you.
President Biden in the East Room talking about the military action, the invasion underway from Russia into Ukraine there. The president saying this is a dangerous moment for all of Europe, and going on to say, but the entire world now sees what Putin is all about. Naked aggression, saying Putin desires an empire. He wants to put the Soviet Union back together.
Forces have taken this airfield, which is just around 20 miles north of the capital here. There's been ongoing battles with Ukrainian forces. They appear now to be in control of that. In Chernobyl, which is about 65 miles or so due north of the capital, Kiev.
All right, well, that was good to hear. I wanted to hear what the president had to say. All right, so 17.5 cents for XLM. USA attack Iraq, but Hussein didn't have weapons of mass destruction. Well, the reason for doing that was because of what Hussein was doing, and that he talked about having things of that nature. Ukraine isn't talking about anything like that. Like, Hussein was a character, you know, he gave us reason, whether what was found or not. I mean, I'm not part of the military. I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that there were severe proof for doing this, and I don't see severe proof in Ukraine to do anything. But I'm not a master of defense. Even though I know a lot about the art of war, I don't have all the facts. I'm not at the president's table, so I can't, give clear answers on anything. I'm just a person who invests in cryptocurrency that uses common sense to get by in life. That's all I am. Just a humble cryptocurrency holder. John 1 Freeman in the house. What is up, man? Let's go. Rye Guy, I'm taking cash out today and buying extra dry foods. I'm not in fear, but better to have. Yeah, I have extra food in my basement. I'm stocked up, so. He was actually loved. Yeah, I wouldn't know, man. I was too young at the time, and I'm not brushed up on my history. But I do know a good amount about Islam. Like I've told everyone in the past, I know how to read and write in Arabic. I know how to read Quran Arabic. And I've studied Islam as a theologian, so it's a very peaceful religion. I know a lot about the history. I know a lot about the differences between Shiite Islam and Sunni Islam. So as far as that controls, they're very peaceful people. I do know that. I don't think of them as terrorists or anything. I am very well educated when it comes to that part of the Middle East, of Saudi Arabia, Mecca, Medina, things of that nature. I didn't know much about Hussein and what was going on. I was pretty young when that was happening. And my studies only brought me into the religion, of studying their religion. It's funny how people believe America when it comes to the East, but anything else, they say you can't trust the government. Well, there's a lot of things to back that up, Lucas Brown. Not as proof, but there are things that happened. I mean, where blame is to be put, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to talk about stuff that has to do with Rocky Mountain files and things of that nature, because I don't want to get my channel shut down. How would you guys feel if I moved to if I move my live stream to Rumble. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like it if I went to Rumble? What if I live streamed on Rumble, guys? Here's Rumble. You can search whatever you want. There's live streams.
It is always an option, but right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take. Cecilia Vega.
How would you guys feel if I went to Rumble and started streaming? It's I believe this is decentralized YouTube, where you can pretty much live stream what you want for the most part, and you're not gonna get kicked off. Like, I can stream whatever I want, say whatever I want, I guess. Yeah, Rumble's a thing. I mean, obviously, I'm hooked up in YouTube. I have everything set up in YouTube. I don't have a problem in YouTube because we usually talk about cryptocurrency, and sometimes we talk about world stuff, you know, stuff happening in the world if it's affecting cryptocurrency. And you can see what happened to Bitcoin. You can see what happened to Bitcoin since this stuff has been happening. We got this drop from 44,000 all the way to 34,000. I mean, that's pretty crazy, you know? Never used Rumble, Glenn Miller? I've never really used it either. My wife uses it, my brother uses it. I have never really used it. But yeah, it is uncensored. It is uncensored. Wherever you go, we'll follow you, bro. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, Rumble is a possibility. What about Libya? Gaddafi didn't want to get paid for oil and dollars, but in gold, and U.S. decided to kill him and destroy country. People had really good life there on high level. I don't know much about Gaddafi or that situation. You know, I'm like I said, the only information I have is from what I study from my office or my phone. I'm not in the political world of politics. I'm not in that world. I don't know what was happening. I only know if something big happens, and it gets my attention, because it's popping up everywhere. So I get into it and learn about it. Yes, Hillary. I do know that part, but I don't know any of the reasonings or anything behind that. So I'm liking what's happening right now with XRP. It's 217, and we've managed to come from 62 cents all the way to 67 cents, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Let's take a price range of the bottom to where we're up right now. We're up 8% from the bottom currently. We're currently up 8% from the bottom, everybody, which isn't bad at all. Oh, okay, John. Awesome, man. You say it's a good read. War is a business. Yes, it definitely is. A lot of money. A lot of money gets thrown around in times of war. We shouldn't be censoring people unless it's hate speech. Exactly. Okay, right guy. Lucas Brown, go pace you. Oh, you're talking to him. Okay. Oh, he wanted to not use the petrodollar. He didn't want to use the US dollar. Yeah, I believe we're going to have we're going to have this new world bridge currency. I believe it's going to be XRP. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Give me a minute. I gotta run downstairs and check my mailbox. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So keep an eye on price. Keep an eye on everything. I have some stuff to do today, and my wife and I are getting our house back, and I will tell you exactly how when I stream later on. I have a lot of work to do today. Man, you guys are awesome, man. So I gotta go. Love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.
I got zeroed out my membrane, you keep calling me insane. Every single day more XRP is what I obtain. No more cash, no more cars, only QR code.